Folks, what are your thoughts on President Biden and the fourth stimulus check? Is President Biden going to do all that it takes to help out the American people with this, or do you believe that he's holding it back? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Personally, everybody, I believe that President Biden can definitely do more for the American people and send out stimulus checks sooner than later. It needs to be done. More relief cash is coming. The deadline is quickly approaching for millions of Americans to take action and claim a new direct payment. In this video, I will be sharing with you the exact dates and details of this new round of stimulus checks. Now, some homeowners could also get financial help this month, and this could come from the Homeowner Assistance Fund. The American Rescue Plan set aside almost $10 billion for homeowner relief, and more than 40 states have now set up homeowner assistance programs to facilitate the distribution of funds. The funds will be distributed to the states by the Treasury Department, and money from this program could be used to help with mortgage payments, homeowner insurance costs, and other specified purposes. Between these state programs and homeowner assistance funds, millions could soon be entitled to money from the government to help them cope with the ongoing financial consequences of the crisis. Denver is anticipating its second half of stimulus funding to come in July, and according to city officials, Denver will receive $300 million in relief funds through the American Rescue Plan. The governor, along with leadership from the House and Senate, announced that people in Colorado will receive a $400 stimulus check this year as well. The stimulus is available to full-time Colorado residents who have filed their 2021 tax returns by May 31st. Approximately 3.1 million people in Colorado are eligible for the debate. The legislation is also designed to help Coloradans combat the rising cost of everyday necessities. It will provide $400 for a single filer and $800 to a joint filer. The state's strong economic rebound, which includes more than 100% of recovery rate of jobs and a 3.7% unemployment rate, has led to a record state surplus. And now, Janet Yellen recently stated that the recession that many Americans fear that is coming is not at all imminent. Talks of a recession has accelerated this year as inflation remains high and the Federal Reserve takes aggressive steps to counter it. This week, the Fed announced a 75 basis points interest rate hike, its largest since 1994. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated that the Federal Open Market Committee's intent to continue its aggressive path of monetary policy tightening in order to rein in inflation. At the same time, many expect the combination of resilience in consumer spending and job growth to keep the U.S. out of a recession. And during an interview with ABC News, Yellen stated, "I expect the economy to slow. It's been growing at a very rapid rate as the labor market have recovered and we have reached full employment." Although Yellen seemed optimistic about avoiding recession, the global economy is still facing serious threats in the coming months with the soaring inflation and crisis. Still, she doesn't believe a drop-off in consumer spending would be the cause of inflation. Yellen told ABC News that the U.S. labor market is the strongest of the post-war period and predicted that inflation would slow in the months ahead. During a Sunday appearance on NBC, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers himself had predicted a recession was likely, and several high key-powered CEOs have also begun bracing for a recession. He told NBC, "My best guess is that a recession is ahead. Based on the fact that we haven't had a situation like the present with inflation above 4% and unemployment beyond 4% without a recession following within a year or two." Folks, who do you think is to blame on this? Tell me in the comments down below.
Today, companies are choosing to build new factories when just a few years ago they would have built them overseas. They're investing right here in America. On this very stage, we were standing before Intel. The chairman of the board of Intel was here. He announced a $20 billion investment to build a semiconductor mega site outside Columbus, Ohio, creating 10,000 new good-paying jobs. A portion of them were the construction jobs, but the full-time jobs, the average salary in those places are going to be $135,000 a year. And if Congress passes the Bipartisan Innovation Act, Intel is ready to increase their investment from $20 billion to $100 billion. You know, as I said, we invented the semiconductor, but we haven't been making them in America for a long time. We had to import them. We had to wait. It cost more. And that's what I mean when I say dealing with the supply chains. Since I took office, companies have announced investments totaling more than $100 billion in electric vehicle industry for the future. The iconic companies like Ford, GM, new electric vehicle production, Tesla, our nation's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, to innovate and inspire younger companies like Rivian, building